so that we can get this recorded. I know Kelly is going to be helping us too. She just is going to take a little bit to get on, but hey, you guys, I'm so happy that you signed on. Listen, the other night on the training, like we sometimes have so much to say that we can't get it all out. So I wanted to, really focus on how to sign loyal customers. And I brought some of my leaders on, some diamonds and above that have been in the business, a year or more, and they've been through it all. We've seen every situation. So this will be great. They can speak from experience about what works for them. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to first talk about the Loyal Customer Program. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about that. The Loyal Customer Program, if you're brand new, basically what it is I have to put this on speaker view so that I don't get distracted by writing. Okay. It's agreeing to purchase at least one product per month. The customer will get 40% off the retail price. And then during those 3 months, they have to order at least one product. They can order more products during that if they want, but they need to order at least one. And then at the end of their 3 months, they would have to turn off the auto ship. So it doesn't just automatically cancel. So it is an auto ship program. So they'll say they signed up for Keto Coffee today. And then next month, they'll get an email, I think it's 5 days before it processes, 3 to 5 days, letting them know if they don't want Keto Coffee again, they need to change it. And then if they don't change it, then it'll automatically ship them Keto Coffee again. And that happens for 3 consecutive months. After the 3rd month, if they don't want to continue ordering products, then they need to cancel that auto ship. However, during those 3 months, they will accumulate what we call perk points, and it's basically it works money. So if they get 10% back on every order, so if they order $100 worth of products the first month, they're going to have 10 perk points. If they order $100 again the next month, then they're going to have 20 perk points, and then 30 points if it stays. You see what I'm saying here? And so at the end of those 3 months, they can use those perk points to get a product. So they can potentially get the Fat Fighters for free. They do have to pay shipping and tax, but that is a huge incentive, for customers to order more product because they're going to get more back. Then after the initial 3 months is over, they're a loyal customer for life. So they're your customer for life. If they ever want to come back and order from you again, they can come do that, 1 month at a time. They don't have to stay on auto ship, but if they do stay on auto ship for 6 months, they get $50 from It Works to spend on products. And if they stay on auto ship for a full year, they get, is it $100 or $150? Somebody correct me. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. But they get that as well. So even if they just ordered Fat Fighters every single month for a year, $25 per, in Fat Fighters every single month, at the end of that year, they would have $100 in free products. So my mother-in-law, who's never turned off her auto ship, has gotten I've been in the business for 3 years. She's never turned off an auto ship. So she's gotten $50 and then $100 and then $50 and $100 and then $50 and $100 plus all these perk points. So there's huge incentives for our customers to stay on auto ship. And we're going to kind of go into talking about how to get them to stay on auto ship after the 3 months and, just keeping those loyal customers for life. But that is the Loyal Customer Program. And I'm going to type out how I explain it in the chat. Something to be noted is if they happen to cancel their auto ship during those 3 months, they are charged a $50 fee. So I don't have that written up in my explanation. It probably needs to be inserted in there somewhere because that does come up sometimes. So make sure that you explain that to them, when they're ordering, that you cannot cancel, because if you do, you will be charged a $50 fee. And I always have that in writing, whether I voice message that to them or, whatever. If I voice message the Loyal Customer Program to them, I make sure I put in writing, if you happen to cancel during your 3 months, you'll be charged a $50 fee, because there have been instances where, I didn't explain it and then I'm in trouble, and I don't want anyone to get in trouble. So make sure that you are telling people that. Don't scare them, put it in a positive light, explain that, you can order a product for $25. It's just worth it. So I'm going to put in the chat exactly how I explain that. Oh, hang on. It's not coming up. I might have to text this myself, but I'll put that in the chat. Okay. So the first thing that I want to go over is how to, and I forgot what people were talking about what. So hang on. Let me look at my notes real fast. Oops, I took over Kelly's part. Sorry. Anyways, I need to move on to Hannah. So, Hannah, can you kind of explain how you go about posting on your feed? And then you can kind of tap into stories as well, and how, in the beginning, sorry, here goes a whole love bug. In the beginning, when we first started the business, we didn't have stories, but now we do. So it's super important to be posting on your stories as well as your feed. I'm going to unmute you and you can take it away.
Sorry, you were cutting in and out. I missed some of what you said, but I'm assuming you said in the beginning we didn't have shopping sprees. Is that what you said? Yeah. Okay. Anyways. Okay. So if you're just joining, we always want to post to make sure that people know that you're in business. If you think of it as your storefront, then, when you walk by and people have displays in their windows, you may not know what all is in their store, but, catchy, eye-catching, interesting things are on preview. And so, that's what you would use your Facebook page for, your actual news feed. And so you want to make sure that those posts are eye-catching. Your pictures are clear and crispy. You can use edits if you want. There's lots and lots of free apps out there that you can use for filters. You want to make sure that your posts are, letting people in, explaining what the product is, kind of what it does, how it makes you feel, what the benefits are. You don't necessarily always want to make it like a fact sheet or, like an actual information sheet, but sometimes you may want to go about it more in a personal way. Like when you're posting about the coffee, kind of relate it to how it makes you feel and why you prefer our coffee over regular coffee, because sometimes people relate to that more than just, oh, this coffee burns fat, improves your focus, has MCT oils, grass-fed butter. Instead, you say, for me personally, I'm going in working a night shift and I want to drink our coffee because it gives me energy like no other. I'm not going to get that crash and burn that I get from Starbucks drinks that's expensive as crap, for one, and full of sugar. That's going to make me feel bloated and just so yucky later. So I would rather have ours. I'm going to burn fat and have that clean, natural energy. So people read that and they get interested more than just a fact sheet. And then also we always like to just give a word at the end of the post. Sometimes people are interested and they don't know what to say when they're reaching out to you. So if you're posting about the coffee, if you just say, drop a comment that says coffee, send me a message that says coffee if you're interested. That way they don't have to be like, hey, I'm interested. Can you tell me more? Or, blah, blah, blah. You can just say coffee, or they can say coffee, and then you can start that conversation with them. And then as far as stories, we have lots of different stories. You can screenshot other people's stories if you want, but it's always good to be making your own posts, your own stories. That's going to boost your logarithm more so than what it is if you just copy and paste everyone else's. We do use those apps for those, and I personally am not creative, you guys. I'm terrible at making stories, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to get in there and learn how to do this and that. But Over and Unfold are 2 free versions that have lots of varieties of different templates, fonts. You can add your own pictures, layer things on top of each other, lots of different things that you can play around with to make your own. So I also suggest doing that because more people often see your stories more so than what they would on your feed. So you want to make sure you're doing a good mixture of both.
Yes, that's perfect. Like Hannah said, so she mentioned 2 apps to be able to create your own stories, and the easier one between the 2 is probably Over. It's Unfold. It's super simple, black and white. You just pop the picture in, put some text with it, just like you would on your feed. So download Unfold, go find a before and after picture, pop it in, and then you can write out your your text or whatever you want, save it to your device, upload it to your stories. Super, super simple. There's tons of tutorials on Google. Like if you need a tutorial of like how to use this certain app, just Google it. I mean, that's what I have to do with everything. Like literally JB will tell me, how do I do this on Facebook? And I'm like, I don't know. I just have to Google it. Like, so be proactive and, you know, teaching yourself how to use these apps, because stories is where I get a lot of my potential customers. And I like to put up a poll. So like I'll say, if you're interested in keto coffee, you know, click the poll, and I give them two yes options. So I'll say, tell me more, or I want it. And when they click on the poll, I know that's a green light to message them because they're interested. So I love polls on stories. It's a great way to get customers in your potential customers in your inbox. But you know, as far as posting, I try to post about 1 to 2 products for 3 to 5 days, and then I switch it up. So I'm going to post about keto coffee for 3 to 5 days. The next 3 to 5 days, I might post about Thermifite X. The next 3 to 5 days, I might post about Cleanse. People have to see it several times before they make that initial reaction to either message you or place an order. So it's super important to be consistently posting. Louise made a great example the other night of how this chick messaged her and ordered from Louise, and this chick had a sister who sold It Works, but she didn't know that her sister sold It Works because her sister never posted about it. If you're not posting about the products or the business, people do not know that you are doing this or that you're still doing it. Because here's the thing, a lot of people jump into this and they do it for a month and then they quit. So you're not one of those people. You're in this for the long haul. So make sure that you're posting consistently about the products. Okay, perfect. I'm writing a lot of stuff in the chat, so if you don't have the chat pulled up, you can pull that up. Let me keep looking at my notes about who's going next. Okay, so let's jump into having the initial conversation. Louise, I'm gonna hop over to you. Kind of talk about how when a couple of different situations. Let's say someone comments on your post, someone comments on your poll, like how you go about handling all those different conversations. And like talk about not being so scripty, but really getting to know the person and their goals. I'm gonna mute you.
Hey, so if they were to comment on like a post, I usually just say, hey, how are you? Happy Saturday on the message that they've commented on my screen, like on my homepage or on my wall. And then I'll just say, I'm sending you a message. Let me know if you don't receive it, or just something to that extent. I go and friend them. Now, if you don't have the ability to friend them sometimes, I often just write that name down because I'll have to come back, because most of the times they don't. Our messages will then go into a hidden folder that they won't see if they're not our friends. So then I'll come back to that person and write on the wall again, I did message you. Here's my number if you want to reach out to me if you didn't get the message, or so on and so forth. So I usually just say, hey, I saw you mentioned you wanted some info on the coffee. I'd love to talk to you about it. Let me know. And I voice message. I hate typing. I voice message all day long. And basically the only thing I usually type is after I voice message my explanation of the Loyal Customer Program, I send it in writing. If it comes to fruition down the road and they say I never told them, I screenshot it to them, because you can't sometimes go back to those voice messages. And sometimes they don't read the writing. So I voice message so that they can hear it through their ears. And then I write it to them so they can, there's multiple senses there that they're seeing. So and people will still say that you didn't tell them, and it is what it is, but that way that protects us. So I voice message and I just say, would you like some more info? And then they'll say, sure. And I'll say, our coffee is great. It contains blah, blah, blah. And I'll just kind of go off on all the stuff that I love about our coffee. And then I say, do you want to get started? Do you want to try it? And just kind of go from there. Now, if they say, I have to talk to my husband, I'll be like, oh, that's great. Can I follow up with you tomorrow? So just having a time that you can follow back up with them, because you don't want to feel, I don't know who said it the other night, but I will bother them until they block me or they tell me no. They inquired to me. They wrote on my wall saying they wanted information. So until they tell me they do not want it, by like either blocking me or just saying I don't want it. And I'm like, cool, that works. You know, that's all they need to say. I will continue to bother them. So I will come back. And if you have a time that they've said, like you've set aside, like I'm going to talk to them on Friday, they said I could. So you shouldn't feel guilty about that. Don't ever stop following up with somebody. Life gets busy. And even like in our chat, sometimes we forget to respond to each other. So it's your job to continue to follow up with them until they block you or they say no. And that's a really important part, I feel like, in the follow-up portion of that. And then as far as like, if there's a poll, I do like the same thing. I just voice message. I say, hey, I noticed that you clicked yes on this. Do you want more information or what? And sometimes they're like, no, it was an accident. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Have a great day. You know, I'm starting a relationship. You know, just always being positive, upbeat. There's not enough of that in this world. So when people meet people that are positive and excited about life, and if you're excited about the products, they want something that's exciting too. So they want to take part of that, whether it be trying it just because they want to try it because you're excited about it. They just want to hop on that train. So I kind of go off on tangents. You want to set me straight, Kayla? What else?
No, that's so good. I loved it. So, you know, in that conversation, you know, I just love, like, if I kind of started doing something new in my conversation. So like if somebody clicks on my poll or they comment on my post, you know, I'll be like, hey girl, how are you? Like talk to them like a friend, you know, I'm not just going in for the kill. Like, hey, I saw your comments on my post. Are you interested in Kitty Coffee? Like I'm talking to them like my friend, like we've known each other forever. Hey girl, how are you? I saw your comment on my post. And I kind of like get them to, with this phrase, I get them to kind of tell me more when I say, tell me what's up. Are you lacking in energy or are you wanting to lose weight? Tell me what's going on with you. So that initiates them to start talking more about what the problem is so that I can provide a solution. So what I try to, you know, and then I'll have, like I had a girl yesterday on my Instagram poll, she commented that she wanted more info on the coffee. I said, hey, girl, like, what's up? Are you lacking energy? Like, what's going on? Tell me more about, like, what's going on with you. And she said, hey, I have Lyme disease. Like, and I need some energy and I don't want to give up coffee and I need, you know, more. And so then I got to know her a little better through the fact that she has Lyme disease and maybe I have even more products that I can help her with. So really talk to them like a person. And yes, Heather just said yes to voice memos. Like, Heather is like sales 101 over here, but she says yes to voice memos. I love voice memos, y'all, because they can hear your voice and you do not have to sound perfect. I promise you, I do not sound perfect when I voice message people. Austin is screaming in the background or like, you know, something happens usually during my voice message. I stutter or I'm like fumbling around, but that just lets people know that I'm a human and they connect with me. Okay. So, you know, go ahead, voice message them and just say like when she said I had Lyme disease, I just voice messaged her back and I said, oh, dang girl, I'm so sorry that you were dealing with this. You know, I do think that our coffee could definitely help you. It's going to provide a lot of energy. You don't have to have all of the facts of the keto coffee and like, you know, every single ingredient listed and memorized. I don't. I know the 3 main ones and they don't care about that. They just want to know, is it going to provide a solution to their problem? Is this coffee going to help me with my energy? Yes or no? And what do I have to do to buy this? Okay. So that's all you have to get into. It doesn't have to be this like crazy conversation of like listing every single ingredient and, you know, where it's made and blah, blah, blah. They don't need to know all that. So, you know, just be super simple with the conversations. And like Louise said, follow up. I promise you, I would never make a sale in this business or ever sign a distributor if I did not follow up with them. Because like she said, people get busy, they forget. It's not that they don't even want the product. They do want the product. They just forgot because like, it's like me, their kid came up to them and were like, hey mommy, I need a snack. And then they just left their phone and they forgot they were even having a conversation with you. So it's your job to follow up with them. And I promise you, if you follow up, you're going to get the sale continuously. So make sure you follow up. So I kind of want to jump into organization, and Louise, I'm going to come back to you. So how do you stay organized when you're getting all these lists of people's names that are interested and you're following up with them? Kind of go through like how you stay organized with the people that you're talking to. Let me unmute you. Hang on.
Are you going to me or Kelly? Did you say me or Kelly? Me? Oh, okay. I have an Excel spreadsheet. So everybody, If you don't like Excel, it could just be a piece of paper and pen. Every month, I have everybody that I list down. I put their name, I put their order date, I put the products they order, and where I place them. Just so I have a quick reference if somebody's asking me a question about their account and I need to find them. So I do that every single month, and then I have it obviously numerical. So at the beginning of every month, I take the first 72 hours of that month or the 48 hours before the end of the month to follow up with all those people that have their orders upcoming. One thing I also do just to protect myself if I have a mom brain or I get slammed doing something else, I also, every time somebody orders and I place their order for them, I send them their number and their password, and I say, here's the website, here's your ID number, here's your password. Every month on this date, your order will run until we stop it. If you need help getting your products, let me know. That enables them to do it themselves. Now, only 2% of them do it themselves. But if for some reason I forget to touch base with them for just something happens, they still have that ability to do it themselves. And they know that I've kind of told them that they're doing it, but in the background, I'm still messaging them. But I just want to make sure that they're aware of those things so that they can keep an eye. Sometimes they're like, oh, well, I ordered the 30th. Why did my auto ship process on the 25th? They wouldn't know that would happen, right? Our last auto ship every month is the 25th. So if you ordered the 26th to the 31st, your auto ship's going to process on the 25th. So I just think that's really important to tell them as well, because they wouldn't know that. Now, guaranteed they get the emails and they get the text messages or what else, but they don't ever see them. Somehow they don't see them. I get mine, I see mine, but they don't see theirs. So we need to go above and beyond and kind of offer that customer service that maybe, I would much rather order it for them, because I want them to come to me and order from me because of something I'm providing that maybe somebody else isn't providing. So like I said, you can have an Excel spreadsheet. You can just have a pen and paper, like a notebook, if that's easier for you. I have it in 2 places because I'm a freak, but I like pen and paper because I'm from that generation, but I'm older in our category of people. But if you have an iPad, Kayla keeps everything in her iPad. That thing's like her baby. So, I just make sure, and I have a new month for every, I have a new worksheet for every month. And then each month I will gray the people out that are no longer ordering, or I have a color categories so that I make sure, if I go back to January of last year, I still have people ordering from January of 2018. So I can see who's still active and do it that way. That's it.
Yeah, that's perfect. I wish that I had been so organized from the get-go. So if you're brand new, just make a commitment to stay organized, because I wish I'd had written down every single loyal customer I signed. I wish that I had put them in like an app. We have the Connect app, and there's a training on Wrap It Up about the Connect app. I put every single potential in there, and you can watch that training on how to do that. But I wish that I had been organized. I would be able to go back to everyone so much easier. So it's super important to stay organized. You said something else that I wanted to touch on, and I completely forgot what that was. But that's okay. Okay, so let's jump into being a product of the product, because here's the thing. In direct sales, in selling anything, people are going to buy you before they buy the product. You could put up a picture of the keto coffee and what it does 20 times a day for the next 500 days, but people will not buy it until they see that you believe in it, you use it, that sort of thing. Okay, now I'm not saying that I use every single product that is in the catalog, but you can find the ones that you truly love and believe in and really market those heavily. And then when you're in conversations with those potential customers, if they have other issues, offer them other products. But let's talk about being a product of the product. And Kelly, I'm going to jump over to you and kind of like why that's important, and why it's important to, be running an auto ship every month of products that you love. Hang on a second. Let me unmute you and you can go.
Okay. So, like Kayla said, one of the biggest things is people buy us before they buy the products. Like if I'm just constantly sitting here, explaining to you how, why we should all drink keto coffee, like people might be like, oh yeah, that sounds good. But if I'm like showing you, like, this is what my body is now looking like, this is how I'm feeling, like I'm not overeating, stuff like that. Like I literally never post these pictures, but yesterday I posted a picture of myself in a sports bra holding my Keto Energy, because I use Keto Energy. as my pre-workout. And I normally don't really post about Keto Energy. I don't really know why. Like, I literally take it every day. So it's one of my favorite products. I don't know why I don't talk about it more, but sorry, my child is peeing on a bush in the front yard. This is perfect. So anyway, so I post a picture of myself in the sports bra, and I'm like super proud of where I'm going. Like, I hadn't worked out until like starting March of this year after having Easton. So he was like 15, 16 months old. Like, so, you know, I'm working out and I'm taking these products, and I want people to know that. And one thing I'm really trying to make sure I am explaining to people is that we do promote a healthy lifestyle. Like, yes, a lot of these products work amazingly, but we have to do something as well. Like, if we're just trying to be like, take this Thermophyte X, you don't have to diet or exercise ever, you're just gonna lose 31 pounds. Like, no, they're not. And then they're gonna come back at us and be like, well, what, you said that would happen, and you're like, I don't know. Like, no, we need to be saying like, this is our healthy lifestyle. You know, like, I'm sitting here drinking my 4th 40-ounce hydro flask. You know, I take the New You. I'm trying to be better about posting my lifestyle with it too, so people really understand. But you know, that's why we need to be taking these products and using these products. And of course, you don't have to use everything. Like, I don't even use Thermophyte X because I'm still breastfeeding, and Chris asked me not to because he's like, I don't think you need to be losing any more or burning any more calories. And I don't lie to people, you know, if they're like, oh, well, are you taking this? I tell them no. And that's okay. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, I love it so much if you're not using it. Like, you don't have to lie. You know, be like, I'm personally not, but look at my friend Hannah. This is how she feels about Thermophyte X. Like, use other people. Like, that's how I sell Thermophyte X like it's going out of style. And I have never taken it one day in my life. So you want to use the products and share about why you love them and what they're doing for you. Like I said, my Keto Energy, I literally use that as a pre-workout. So that's what I'm posting about. Like, here I am taking it as my pre-workout. I love New You. Like, that's not something hardly anyone posts about, but I'm posting about it. And unfortunately, it's going to be ending in October, so I have to stop. But anyway, like, I love New You. So I'm posting about the New You, and the same with the collagen. Like, you know, it's like, find the few, even if you can't afford everything right now, like, that's okay. Pick a couple products that you can and that you're excited about and blow it up, you know, go to town on it. Like, I really need to, well, if I ever washed my hair, I'd be able to take an after picture for my hair, skin, and nails. But, you know, just find the products you love and post about them, and post you using them and taking them and how they're incorporating into your everyday life. Like Hannah said, you don't want to just be like, this is Keto Energy, this is what Keto Energy does. Like, obviously you do kind of want to explain that, but it's like, you want to just show people that it's like, you want this. I promise you want this. Like, I love it. You're going to love it. And this is how simple it is, you know, it's with all of our products. It's like, you know, they fit into every lifestyle, obviously with some modifications, but that to me is the biggest thing, is just promoting what it does for you and how you feel and how you love it. Like, I know, you know, these night shift nurses we have here that take the Keto Energy and the Keto Coffee, they're like, I'm going to power through my night shift. And if that is what speaks to them. So then when they got other nurse friends and they're like, oh damn, yeah, night shift sucks, maybe I need some Keto Coffee and Keto Energy. Like, that, people buy you and they buy how you are promoting something. Like, so, you know, be you when you're coming up with stuff, you know. And of course you can use other people's testimonies if you're still trying to figure it out and trying to figure out what you know, get your own results and your what you love and stuff like that. But, you know, it's like, just be authentic with it. Don't be like, drink keto coffee, take Keto Energy, our hair, skin, and nails is better than everyone's. Like, you know, talk about why, and talk about, you know, all that stuff, like, and how it makes you feel. And that's when you'll start to see, I think, the sales go up and then stay consistent, when you can, you know, when you're still showing people like, yep, I'm still using it, I still love it, and it still works. Pun intended.
Yeah, that was so great. It's just, I love that. I was going to say this if you didn't, but you did. You know, I don't have 50 pounds to lose, but I can show what our products can do over consistent use. paired with a healthy lifestyle through our before and after pictures. So sometimes when people will ask me, well, how much weight have you personally lost on Thermify-X? And I'm like, well, I really don't have a whole lot of weight to lose, but I take it for energy purposes, maintenance purposes, to just feel good overall. But I can show you how this product worked on my friend Susan, through the before and after pictures. And so that's something that you can do. Like if somebody's asking you about the results of the product in conversations, like just send them a picture of some before and afters. Like those pictures are mind blowing. When people see them, they're like, oh my gosh. That's like Kelly said, we need to also make sure that we're reminding them to use our products with a healthy lifestyle, diet, exercise, all plays into things as well. So we never want to be like, take this pill and you'll lose all this weight and you can eat whatever you want. Like that's not really our style, but just make sure that you're talking about being healthy as well as taking the products. So I wanted this Zoom to be super quick, and I think that we touched on all the most important parts: consistency, posting, following up, being a product of the product, staying organized, having those personal conversations, talking to people like they're your friends, really getting to know them, voice messages, all of those things are so important. And when you start implementing those things into your business, you're going to see the loyal customers sign up with you. But I also wanted to touch on a piece of mindset. So when you get off the Zoom, or if you have pen and paper in front of you right now, I just want you to write out, I sign at least 7 loyal customers every single month. And keep that in front of you at all times. So remember our Steps to Success Zoom, if you were on that the other night, you want to sign 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors every month. But go for a little bit more. So just write out on a piece of paper, I signed at least 7 loyal customers every single month, and keep that in front of you and believe that you are going to sign the loyal customers. Because here's the thing, if you're always focusing on the negatives and the frustrations of, well, I can't sign a customer, nobody wants my product, or nobody answers me back, everybody ghosts me, if that's what you focus on, that's what you're going to get, you guys. So you have to believe that you can sign the customers, be confident in that, and just know that they are. Because here's the thing, we're all signing loyal customers every single month. We have the same product to offer. You can do it too. Okay, so you just have to know that, believe it. Don't focus on the frustrations, because we get ghosted. We get people telling us no all the time, every day. It's totally part of this business. Don't focus on that. Focus on the next one. So if someone tells you no, go next and move on to the next, because that's what you're looking for is that person who's going to say yes, and then upsell them. Okay. Sell them more than one product, make them fall in love with you, that they want to buy so many products from you and they never want to stop ordering. And then when they get their products in, make sure you're checking up on them and, making sure that they love their product. They're taking it consistently. They're taking it correctly, so that they'll continue to order from you month after month after month, because they like you and they trust you. But I want you to do that. Write that on a piece of paper. Don't forget it. Believe in yourself and know that you can do it. If you have questions, if you're in a conversation with somebody and you do not know what to say back, legitimately they ask you one of these crazy questions, well, how many, micrograms of green probiotic broccoli superfood is in the greens? And you're like, what the flip? I don't know. Just screenshot it to us. We will walk you through that conversation in any of our chats on our team pages, because you might have some of those really crazy people out there that will say that to you. That's where this team comes into play. That is where we're going to lock arms and help you walk through that conversation. But really anything, if you just stumble and you're like, I don't know what to say, I'm frozen, help us get one of our attention and we'll walk you through that conversation. Okay, I love you all. I'm so glad that you hopped on. Thank you, Hannah, Louise, and Kelly, for taking time out of your night to do this. So appreciate it. And I hope you guys have an amazing day tomorrow. It's Follow Up Friday. So follow up with everybody you talked to this week. Okay, bye, you guys.